Alright YouTube, coming back at you with another knife video. We're looking at a small fixed blade here today. This is the Flagrant Havoc, made by Havoc International for flagrantbeard.com. Now, flagrantbeard.com also has, this is like their little flyer thing that came with the knife. They do a special version of the Koi Forerunner knife. So they're into the smaller fixed blades. They also do some belts. They're very much a gun-related company. But the idea behind this knife is it's a used as a backup weapon or weapon retention knife, meaning you need to retain your firearm, and you would draw this. And I'll show you some examples here in a minute. It's meant to be carried horizontally in the belt, and it's basically a defensive fixed blade. So I'm doing a video series upcoming soon, including this knife in it, of the top 10 fixed blades for self-defense and weapon retention is kind of my main focus there. So look forward to that, but we'll talk about it a little bit here. It's a new release, has just recently come out. So it is a fixed blade. It can be also worn as a neck knife. Overall length is 6.625 inches. Your blade length is 2.375 with a 2.125 cutting edge. Quarter-inch thick blade, so pretty thick. Tanto with a false edge. You have a 1095 high carbon steel, heat treated 56 to 58 Rockwell hardness. What they call a black river wash finish, and it's skeletonized and recessed, so it's actually thinner, but it's only an 1/8 inch thick here in the center to save for weight, and it feels a little more comfortable in the hand because of that. Comes with this nice sheath with black Kydex, and it comes with soft loops, guys. This is my favorite way to have a sheath, whether it be firearm or knife sheath. It's just, they're the way to go because they carry much closer to the body, which I'll demonstrate here. You can get these around your knife. You have lots of different options. They give you lots of different attachment points. In fact, I've moved this over a little. It used to be on this very far one. I moved it in closer so I can get more of a cant on the knife, which helps with concealability. So you have lots of options on your. You can actually wear this as a like this with the straps vertical. You can also do take the straps off, wear it in the pocket. You have a neck knife option here. You can run a chain or something through there. Lots of options, lots of versatility. That's one of the reasons why I was drawn to this. The big reason I was drawn to it is because it has a karambit style ring retention system, which I feel like is really useful, especially because I'll be drawing this from my left side in a reverse grip, the cowl grip, and that's what it's designed to do, designed for. It's got that nice tanto edge for piercing cuts, but can also slice. It's not limited like the karambit, which is more for slicing and dicing. So very well made blade, guys. Out of the box sharpness is plenty sharp, but not like overly sharp. That's a nice thing about more of a stabber blade like this, is you don't necessarily need to have it be a super good slicer or anything. But so out of the box sharpness could be better. It's a pretty thick blade, so I don't anticipate it's going to slice this paper too great. But it's not really meant for that. It's meant for being stabby, and it does that well. So I mean, I might touch that edge up a little bit to make it a little sharper, but again, the design is not necessarily that for that. So you could touch that up a little bit. I don't know if that's your experience, may vary if you purchase one of these. So I think it's a great option in this size range. It's very comfortable in the hand. That loop gives you that finger retention there. If you have big hand, I mean, I've got my finger back here. You notice I don't have it all the way like this, just because I don't want to break my finger if something were to happen. If I were striking with it, you want to kind of have it more in this area, but you're still going to have good retention. And I've got a lot more handle here. If you have large hands, this should fit you, or I can choke down even if I wanted to. Should fit you no problem in the reverse grip. You can use it in this grip with the ring, and it is comfortable. It's got some nice functional jimping up here for that, and then you also have jimping underneath here, which is really nice for the reverse grip. So you kind of get jimping here for your palm, right here, and for your forefinger up here. Or if you're holding it like this in a traditional style, you're going to have jimping up top. So they've very well thought out, very well designed knife. For its intended role, it's going to be great. It's not going to be one that'll be used a ton. I like 1095 steel. No issues at all with 1095 steel. Lots of fixed blades that I use have 1095. It sharpens up easily in the field. But again, this is not like really a user knife. This is going to be something you hopefully don't ever have to use. More of a defensive, weapon retention. Someone's going for your gun, and you want to use your right hand to make that, put downward pressure on in the holster so they can't get it out, and draw this with your left, and attack as necessary. Again, hope you never have to do it. It's probably a blade that's not going to see, as far as the edge is concerned, a ton of use, but it does give you a nice peace of mind, and it carries really nicely on the belt. So I will demonstrate here in a second how I carry it. Like I said, I moved the snaps over to have a little bit more downward cant, but I show here in a minute how it carries, how it conceals. I think it conceals really nicely because it sits really close to your belt. Again, it's meant to be drawn in the reverse grip or the P-Cal ice pick grip. It's very smooth, natural, and it relies mainly on your gross motor skills and efficient biometrics to get the knife deployed quickly. It's not complicated. It's meant to do one thing again, one thing only. So again, the sheath is very versatile. I've always said this, that fixed blades are only as good as the sheath they come with, or because if not necessarily as good. I mean, you might have a good fixed blade, and you can have a custom maker make you a sheath, but that's going to cost you, another $80 to $100, and there goes the value of the knife. This one for $140 is a really good value, I feel, because you get this really good quality sheath that you don't need to change. Great retention. Alright, so let's talk about the sheath again. I mentioned it has many different ways you can mount it. One thing I want to show you is how it retains. Get these snaps. These snaps are a little stiff at first, and they do give you like a little warning, I guess you'd call it, when you get it. But it comes out of the sheath. It's got good retention, comes out nicely, doesn't mar up the blade, and it has zero rattle. You're actually hearing the snaps, I think. Not really the sheath has like very little rattle, and it deploys very nicely. So, all right. So here's the Flagrant Beard Havoc with the sheath set up for horizontal carry like it comes. You can see this is not it's not a really loose shirt. It's not terribly form fitting, but you can kind of like push it like that, kind of make out the handle there. I'm noticing the more closer you get the ring here to your belt buckle is the better. It pulls nicely out from this side. I have an idea to move one of these soft loops over, and I think the more downward cant you can get, the better it's going to conceal. So stay tuned, and I'll demonstrate that. Alright, so you move the sheath, the soft loops over one, and you can see I have more of a downward angle now with the ring right here, kind of like right where your zipper line. And I find that it conceals a little better in that, but it's still I say it's very quick to draw, and I struggle a little bit with it, but it's still very quick to draw out of the sheath. Okay, so again, I mounted it, I moved the soft loop over, but I mounted it just on this side of this loop without downward, and I find it to be just as good at concealability, but a little faster out of the sheath. So that's my preferred method. Alright guys, so you can see I like it this way. Like I said, it came over here and it's fine, but it was the handle stuck out a little bit more. I think the more downward cant you can get, the better. And then you can position it on your belt, so it's a quick draw. It draws where you want it to, and still conceal really well. So very cool knife from Flagrant Beard and Havoc International. When I saw it on their Instagram, that's kind of where I found this knife. And I happened to be doing this video series of fixed blade, the 10 best fixed blades for self-defense, which you'll see here coming out in the next couple weeks probably. I still have some other videos to shoot and things to do with it, but this is definitely one that I had on my list because I felt like it would really excel. And as of right now, it's towards the top. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video.